Welcome, friends, to episode 55 of Xbox Friends podcast. Today, we're going to be giving our reactions to the Xbox Showcase, what just happened on Sunday. And yeah, that's it. That's going to be the main topic of the whole episode here. Now, I'm your host, Verdugo, and with me is Maestro. What up, son?
What up? How you doing, brother?
I am super excited. I got some big news today, which will be the first
Oh
thing we're going to
snap!
be talking about here. Um,
You're
no,
pregnant. No, I'm just
no, 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 no. That's it. We're
kidding.
done. We're done with that. um, all right. So, first of all, I'm sorry. How are you doing? Everything good?
I'm good. Yeah, everything good. So
Good,
far,
good.
so good. Can't complain. Yeah. I'm excited to talk about the show. There's some good stuff happening in there, and yeah, I'm eager to find out more information too because I haven't really read up too much on stuff. So I know you've been all up in it, so you
well,
can give me the
so
info.
so that's the thing. Like, what I found out about today, I didn't know at all. I don't know how I missed it. So, um, Goku's son, his name's Kevin. So Kevin sends me a message, and he's like, "Are you playing the beta?" And I'm like, "Okay, you got to be specific. I don't know what beta. I mean, there's so many
Yeah, that's
betas,
620
especially on
beta.
PC."
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
just I just text him back and I ask, "Okay, well, for which game?" And he tells me, "For Gears of War Reloaded." I'm like, "What?
What?
What are you talking about? Are you serious?" At first, right away, I thought, "Yo, he must be playing with me because he knows how much I like Gears, and he's just playing with me to see how I react." And I researched it, and yes, there is a beta for
There's a
Gears of War
demo?
Reloaded. Well, it's gonna
Where?
be. Let me show you here because I did bring it up. I looked it up. It's gonna be. Where are you? Right here. It's gonna be for 2 weekends. Here, it's gonna be for 2 weekends. The first weekend will be this weekend. Where is the timeline for this? Here we go. The first week will be. Oh, I'm sorry. The first weekend will be this weekend from June 13th to June 15th. And then the
Oh
next
my
weekend will be
goodness.
the following weekend, June 20th to June 22nd.
What?
How is this
They
possible? Why
didn't they
didn't
didn't
they?
mention this anywhere.
Exactly. Why didn't you put it in the end like a splash card? Hey, if you pre-order, you'll get access to the beta. What? Why
But
did they do
this is
that?
if you pre-order?
Yeah, if you pre-order or if you have the Game Pass Ultimate, so we're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, you
Yeah.
were worried
Okay, okay.
there, huh?
Mhm.
No, yeah, like what?
I mean, I
Wha-
still would have bought it, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
if it
I
wasn't a Game
think
Pass, I
if
still would have bought it
well, I don't know. I mean, if you have
because
to
I'm
pre,
sure it's not gonna be a full game though, right? I mean, a
it's
full
forty
price.
dollars.
It's not gonna be 70.
No, it's 40.
Yeah. I mean, that's right.
Yeah, so the multiplayer beta weekend one runs June 13th to 15th and features a social multiplayer experience in the classic team deathmatch mode across 3 maps, including the fan favorite Gridlock. That's all I want. You don't
Oh,
need
yeah.
more maps. That's the best map. So Gridlock, and then Raven Down and Gold Rush. And then the multiplayer beta weekend two runs on June 20th to the 22nd and adds the competitive King of the Hill mode on the map Canals being added to the mix, along with the map's Courtyard and War Machine for use in Team Deathmatch. Now, this is
Mm,
awesome news, big news.
yeah.
Why didn't they
I had
put
no
it there?
idea.
Like, I don't understand. I don't know. I mean, I don't see why not. I don't get it. I don't
I
get it.
guess yeah, I don't get it either. I guess they were just trying to be like continue the hype after the event, and they start trickling in information little by little afterwards.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
sure, but still, I'm like, you should have just put it there. Because I was thinking, man, did I miss
Yeah.
this? Did they put it in the end and I just didn't see it or I didn't read it?
Yeah.
Because I went back and looked at the trailer, and no, they did not put that there. They only put August when it's coming out. That's it. When the game is coming out,
Right.
and that's crazy, man.
And it's kind of weird that they're not gonna. I mean, maybe they will have something later on, but it's weird that they would do it now and then not have anything until the game launches because it's coming out. Well, I
It's
guess
only 2 months.
yeah, I guess it's yeah,
Yeah, by the time the
but
beta
still,
ends, it's only
you
2 months and 4 days, so it's not that
yeah,
long of a
okay,
wait. I think it's fine.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. This weekend is gonna be lit, yo.
You, do you have to sign up for it or anything like that, or you
Um,
just automatically just download it?
so I haven't really read through this to see how you get access to it. I'm guessing they're gonna have it in. I'm guessing they're gonna have it in the app. It should be there. I don't see it. I don't think it's gonna be that
Yeah,
that hard to get access to it. Um,
right. Yeah,
yeah, it doesn't.
yeah. I mean,
I don't know,
that's very.
but I can't wait.
I'm sure
Hence
you
the
will
shirt.
get like a message on. Yeah,
Yeah.
you get ready.
Yeah, for the audio listeners, I have a Gears of War shirt
Yeah.
for the first Gears of War. um, yeah,
But yeah,
man.
dude. I mean,
Oh,
I'm away this weekend, but so it kind of sucks. But I would probably still be able to. Is it Friday? Starts Friday?
it starts Friday and Sunday,
At what
or
time?
what's the 15th? Let me see. So it starts Friday and it ends, yeah, Sunday, I guess at night. Let me see what the time. Does it say the time here? Yes. So starts Friday at 7 p.m. or 3 p.m. and then it ends Sunday
Okay.
at 10 p.m. Man, that's kind. No, wait, I'm sorry. Wait, 9 p.m. Wait, I might.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm doing it wrong. Hold on. Let me show you here, because it's PST. So 12 p.m. PST is
Oh,
3 a.m.
Pacific.
here, right?
12 p.m. is 3 p.m.
Yeah.
here.
So three. What? Oh no way! So
Those
early?
were earlier. Yeah.
It really ends that early. Weird. Okay. Well,
But
that's
why
okay,
does it
cause
say at 7 p.m. UTC?
yeah,
June
UTC. I'm
15
going
at
by
7
PST
p.m.
because I'm pretty sure I know, just to add 3 hours to that.
Yeah,
Um,
that is weird though.
Very weird. It's very early. I mean, that's okay because Sunday is Father's Day, and I did have already plans. I was planning on canceling it, but if it's gonna end at 3 p.m., no, I'm not gonna cancel my plans anymore. I'm just gonna. I mean, it is Father's Day. It is
Just
my
stay up
day,
all
right?
night.
So if I don't want to do anything that day
Yeah.
and just stay home and play, that should be okay. But yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
that's okay then. So I'll just play, something in the morning a little bit, and then do my thing in the afternoon, and I don't have to worry about missing out.
I would clarify that though. Whenever you like, look it up afterwards to be clear, because that sounds weird that it says June 15th, 7 p.m. UTC, and then it doesn't matter what part of the world, like, unless that's Europe, I don't know, because that's 7 hours apart, right?
Mm,
So,
we'll look into it
I don't know if that's
because I do
yeah,
wanna I do wanna look into it,
yeah,
see if I have to cancel, and I need to know as soon as possible. So if I cancel, I can cancel it, with
yeah.
time.
Or 5 hours apart. Sorry, but yeah, that is very
See.
weird, right? But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'll try to see if I jump on Friday. 'Cause I'll be here on Friday, but I'm away Saturday, Sunday, and
Okay.
see how it goes.
Well, just let me
So
know if you don't see
it's
me
very
on.
cool.
Let me know.
Okay, I'll text you.
All right, so let's then
Very
segue
cool.
into the reactions to the showcase. Um, and I want to segue to this by letting you know or telling you that wouldn't it be
Yeah.
nice if you had the Ally, the Xbox Ally, which you could play,
Yeah.
on the go, and you could play this beta?
Yeah,
That would be nice, huh?
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah, that would be clutch if that was the case, you know.
Uh,
But unfortunately, we have to wait. When is it into August?
no, no, that it has no date,
That
just holiday.
that is no date. Oh, just how okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
probably like December. You know, who knows? November,
Ooh,
December,
they
probably
gotta
somewhere
have
around
it
there.
out before Black Friday, right? I would think so.
Oh yeah, yeah, probably.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
gotta be maybe early November.
yeah, yeah. That I
Uh,
mean, but this would have been clutch, right? Like, and
bro.
that's really, you know, that's what I was telling you because I told you like, oh, I probably wouldn't get any of these like handheld PCs, but you know, seeing the power of it, which actually is significant
Yeah, it's
power,
pretty
because like
good.
the high end one is 24 gigs of RAM, and it
24.
has that chip, that Ryzen chip that is like supposed to be one of the best, if not the best for handheld. You know, 120 hertz display. It has all the bells and whistles, a large battery, and so I don't know. It's pretty, and I think that that's the thing too, is that it's not a streaming device, right? It's something I can download the
It's
games
native.
directly.
Yeah.
So then when I go away, if I'm away in a place where like the internet is kind of crappy, because I usually tend to go away to like far away, you
Hotels.
know, in the mountains, you know, just
Oh.
to kind of chill. But it'll be nice to just be like, okay, I'm gonna download these 4 or 5 games and from Game Pass or whatever, and then now it's running natively on it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's I'm contemplating. I have to see obviously what the end product is gonna look like and all that stuff, and price, of course, and all those things. Because if it's gonna be like $1,000 for me, I wouldn't use it enough to warrant the
Right.
the price, you know? Because I would only really use it if I'm going away for a few days, right? Because a lot of the times I'm near home and I work near home, so it's not like I have a commute where I can utilize it. So to me, it would be very sporadic, and that's kind of like how I feel with my. I have a Switch, an OLED Switch, and I rarely use it. I mean, I
So,
think I've clocked in like 3 hours total
but it's different
on
though. The
that thing.
Switch, maybe you're not a Switch or Nintendo kind of guy, but if you have the Xbox, there's so many Xbox games that you play, especially with the Game Pass, where you don't have to buy the games
Right.
anymore. You just get them as they come.
Yeah.
So that this will be, yeah, like you can really, at least for you, you can't really compare this to your use of the Nintendo Switch, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna
Yeah.
use this
Oh,
periodically,
that
right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
That I
even
would use a
even
lot more. I would actually probably get rid of my Switch because I know I can run Switch games on that, you know?
allegedly,
And
allegedly.
well, at least Switch 1 games.
Yeah, sure.
Uh,
Yeah, the the bad people do that. You wouldn't do that, bro.
yeah, the
Come on,
bad people.
come on.
I already
Uh,
gave them money. I already bought a Switch.
yeah, I'm
Uh,
contemplating on this too. I remember, it's recorded. I did say I don't need it, and I still say that, like, I don't need it. I want it though.
right.
Now it
Yeah,
is gonna
yeah.
be expensive. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more than $100 for the Ally X version of it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I don't see me, because I don't go out as much as you do. And when I go out, I try to just go out and enjoy, because I don't really do that much, and especially I'm doing it, with the family. So
Yeah.
I don't take my Xbox or anything like that. And I have the Switch 2 now. I may be taking that, depending on, I have a trip coming in July, so I will be taking the Switch 2. But I don't. It's not like I'm planning on using it. I'm taking it just in case. Um,
Yeah.
so this new handheld, I have to really think about this if I really want it, not just want it, because I do want it, but if I'm really gonna use it and when,
Yeah.
and things like that. Like, I gotta really think about it, because it's not gonna be cheap, and I don't want to buy
Right.
something
Yeah.
that's that expensive to just. have it laying around just in case one day, who knows when I'm gonna use it, and who knows for how long, because it could, if I use it, it could be for 1 hour if I go away or anything like that. So I really have to think about this one.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
that's all valid points as well. I mean, for me, the only time where I would use it again is I tend to go upstate for a few days at a time, sometimes a week or more. And coming up, I'm going away for 10 days. 2 weeks, 10 days to 2 weeks in at the end of June, beginning of July, right?
okay.
So that would have been again like perfect timing for that. And
I
then if I
know,
go see my parents, which now they live pretty far away, it would take quite a few hours in the flight, right? And that's another great
bro.
situation where it would be super handy, right? So all of those things, they're starting to add up. But to me, if I had it would be an automatic 100% buy if I had a situation where I commute a long commute to work, or even if it's like 30 minutes to an hour to work in the subway, then yeah, it's great because I can just kind of like chill and do my own thing. But I walk to work, so I don't really have a
Yeah,
commute.
no.
And so this really would only be used if I'm going away for 5 days to a week, or if I'm leaving the country to visit family and friends
For
or
plane
whatever.
flights and stuff.
Uh, right. So it's not all the time, right? And so it's yeah, I'm kind of contemplating, and again, all those factors, price and and power, and the one thing, also the other caveat to this is that it doesn't play original
Yes.
Xbox games, so 360 games, that library, and I have a ton of games that I actually bought on sale that I haven't even gotten to. And so that would have been like an awesome time to go through that. And I don't have to turn on the Xbox. I don't have to turn on the PC and then do it through streaming or anything like that. It would just be like natively running. I'm assuming that the Xbox One that they're building, right? That I'm pretty confident that that feature will be in there, because then that would be the only thing that separates that from this, right? And price, of course.
That's what I've been thinking from the beginning. I knew this is practically a preview of what the next Xbox will be. This is running the new OS for them to try
Yeah,
it out, test it out, get some feedback, make it better, and do that to
yeah,
the next gen console, which will do pretty much what this does, but then also play all the other games from Xbox, well, original Xbox 360, One, and now the Series X. So, which
yeah,
will also be in the next handheld, which is, I mean, that's if they do the new handheld, because there's rumors that they put it to the side now for a little bit because they're working on the OS for this, and they want to make sure
yeah,
that this is up to par for what we think of Xbox. So if they do it though, I do believe the handheld will play backwards compatible natively for the
right.
the other games for the other consoles.
Yeah, that
Um,
would be that would be a super 100% buy for me, if
yeah.
they were able to do all that. But the thing about the price for this, that it's kind of it's kind of hard, right? Is because it's Asus, right?
Yeah.
Um, they don't have a platform where they can subsidize the cost of the device, right? They don't sell games. They don't have like all these other things and features that people can buy into and maybe take a little bit of the cost from the device.
Sorry.
So the device has to make money out of the gate.
There you go.
And also now with a partnership, I'm sure that they have to give a little bit of a cut to Microsoft, or well, I don't know how that would work, but
Yeah.
it's just this. There's more people involved, so the cost is harder to bring down at that point. And so yeah, it's kind of rough because if this thing is like $800-900, that's really high
Yeah.
for something you'll use periodically.
Hmm.
We'll see.
Yeah, and there's still so many questions we don't know. We don't really know. We haven't really seen a walkthrough of how it's gonna work when you want to play a game, or when there's an update to, because this is a PC now. So if there's an update to the driver, how is it done? Is it done automatically? Do I have to make sure and go and do that? Uh,
Yeah.
the games, would they be optimized automatically, or do I have to optimize it myself? I mean, if I have to optimize it myself on this, that shouldn't be the case, because they're what they want to sell is a console-like experience, right? So if you get a
Yeah.
game and you download it, you want it to know, okay, this game is being downloaded on this handheld. Let's make sure that when he boots it up, it's booted up with the medium shadows, or no ray tracing. Everything is set up so that it runs either at 60 or 30 frames per
Yeah.
second.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you it's running PC games, right?
Yeah.
And like I don't know the percentage, but most PC games they have an automatic detection based on your hardware, and then it sets everything for you automatically.
Yes.
So the game itself already has that where you don't. I mean, I don't have it set automatically. Yeah, every single game I boot up, but that's because I like to do that. Every single game I boot up, I go and tweak to the way I like to play it, and change my FOB and all that stuff, and just make sure that everything is just how I like to play it. But you don't have to do all that. You can literally just boot up the game and go because the games will automatically detect kind of what you have and will adjust
Yeah.
for the most part. I know there's some games that don't have that automatic detection, but on PC, a lot of games, if not most, have that feature already. So all they would have to do is just boot up the game and go.
That's how
Now,
it needs to be. Yeah.
yeah, what I do want to see what happens is with like, what is it called? With the pre-rent, oh man, what is that called again? The not cache rendering, but the pre-rendering that a lot of games have beforehand.
Yeah, the
Um,
cache. No, is it cache?
Not cache.
Shader
It's what's that?
compilation?
Shader. Yeah, the
Yeah.
shaders exactly. I want to see how that's gonna work there, right? Because that's super annoying when you're like amped up to get into a game. And on PC, it's much quicker based on your hardware. It does it in like 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And you only do it once the game is updated the first time, and that's it. You don't have to keep doing it every single time. But um, given that this is not a full blown or not a high end PC, but it's an optimized PC, I wonder how that process is going to look like. Also, there are games right now that require, like Doom, that require um, that you would have what is that feature? Damn, I'm forgetting all the terminologies now. The feature for the lighting effects and all that stuff, ray tracing, right? Like Doom has to have you have to have a card that does ray tracing,
Yeah.
or you can't play Doom.
Hmm.
And so, how is that going to work with games that require ray tracing? This is like a mobile processor. It's a very powerful processor, but it's still a mobile based processor with a mobile based GPU and all that stuff, right? So,
Yep.
yeah, it's interesting. We'll see how that works as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Still lots of
so,
questions. They have to, for this game. I'm not game for this handheld. They need to do a presentation for it, right? Because they're not just selling it to people who have a PC and want a handheld PC. They're trying to sell it to people who have an Xbox, who may want this to complement their Xbox, so when they go
yeah,
on the road and stuff like that. So they'll need to explain how it works to. I mean, you can't just let Digital Foundry or whoever hardware unbox. You can't let them explain it on their own, right? You want to make sure that you say it like it is,
you
and
control the
yeah,
yeah
yeah,
that you control the narrative early
exactly.
on.
So I I hope they do that, because it would be
Yeah.
best if they do that
Well,
themselves.
I have seen a few people that have had hands-on,
Yeah, I've seen that too.
or semi-hands-on, just like Destin Legari, and then there's
Yeah,
been a bunch of other people, right?
yeah,
But it is nice that it doesn't matter what library you're coming from, it puts it all together in
Yep.
one place, and it
Steam,
gives you the little logo at the bottom
yep,
to see where
bro.
it's coming from, which is that is exactly what I was telling you about, that they have to be able to unify everything where I don't have to do anything. I just gotta go to the game, click on it, and let the system figure out where it's pulling it from,
Hmm.
That is the nice thing. Now what I don't know, they haven't really said is like if you have your library, you click on one game, and then it's like a Game Pass game. Does it then take you and boot up Game Pass and go through the process to do that, or does it just boot up the game?
You see,
All
that's what
right,
I'm
or
talking
same
about.
thing
It's so
with
many
Steam.
questions. We
Yeah,
really don't know how this is gonna work. We've only really just
yeah,
seen how it looks. So we need to
right,
know. Now, the last thing I do want to say that I didn't really, not that I didn't like, because I haven't really seen it in front of me to see how it really looks, but the screen. It's a 7-inch screen. I just got the Switch 2, and it's a 7.9-inch screen, and it's so nice to have the real estate of that screen and be able to see everything nicely. So for
yeah.
me to go from the Switch 2 to the Xbox Ally X to being smaller,
I
I will
mean,
see the
that's like half
difference.
an inch, bro. It's not that
I'll see
much,
the
bro.
difference, though. I'll
You're
see the
making it
difference.
sound like it's like half the screen.
Like, you may not see the difference because you don't have the Switch 2, but I'm gonna see them next to each other. It's not like,
Yeah,
oh, you know what? I'm only gonna get the Ally X and not have to worry about comparing it to
yeah,
something else. So it's gonna be something I'll have to get over if I do get the Ally X. But I'm pretty sure it's still gonna look good because the games, they're gonna be hopefully optimized, and it's gonna run smoothly, and I won't have to worry about the size. As long as it's, because again, I haven't seen it in front of me, so I have no idea. I'll
right.
have to look for something that's 7-inch, and see it myself because it's not like the phones, right? It's bigger than that, right? The phones are like what,
Yeah,
six
no,
something?
there's yeah, it's
Yeah.
like an iPad, basically, like a little small. An iPad is like a regular size iPad is like a 9.7 inch or almost 10 inches
Yeah, yeah, I
for
have
an
the regular
iPad.
iPad,
So
but
that's
let me see. We're running. Yeah, the
but the
Switch
thing
2
about
is
the iPad
smaller
is
than
that it's a bit more. Yeah, it is
that.
smaller, but that's what I'm saying. Like and then the iPad is like a bit more square rather than rectangular.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
uh,
Well,
yeah, that so those things is like it will affect it, right? But my thing is, if they made it larger, then that thing's already kind of large as it is. Like it's chunky,
what
right?
is?
So the controller
Oh, you mean
section is
the
the
Ally?
Ally,
Right, right.
yeah, and it's like thick from what I've
Yeah, it is. It looks thick.
from what they people were saying is like two or three switches put together. Like maybe
Yeah.
two switches like stacked together. So it's gonna be a pretty large device already, and then to add an additional screen, we'll see. I feel what would have been nice is if they took the bezels out and just made that screen because it has those bezels
I
that
don't know
and
why
that
they
kind
do
of
that. The
kills it.
Switch 2 did that too.
Yeah, it's I have like why we get it like you can put the logo anywhere else. Why would you put it down there? Just
Mm-hmm.
get more screen,
Mm-hmm.
and or even if you don't have more screen, then just close the device in a little bit so it's a nice flush, you know, bezel.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind
Well,
of weird
yeah.
decisions that they make.
I'm excited for it. And even Goku is excited for it. When I showed him, he said like,
Aw.
"Oh, when is it coming out?" So he's excited for it. I mean, he's interested in it. I don't know about excited, but
Yeah,
I am excited for it. All right, so let's
yeah,
move on then to the
same.
next um, game that we want to talk about. Because again, we're not going to talk about
Showcase.
every game. We're not doing that. That's going to take a long time. And I mean,
Showtime.
look right now. We've talked about the Ally X for like 20 minutes. So there's no way we're going to be
Yeah,
talking about every game. So I do want to continue to um, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 because when they showed this, I didn't expect it to be Call of Duty Black Ops. I didn't expect it to be Call of Duty at all. when I was watching this
Yeah, me
trailer,
neither.
I
It
thought it
doesn't
was
look
a
like
new
Call of
game.
Duty at all.
There's that Ninja Theory game that they're working on. They've only shown one screenshot, and it looked. And when we get to it, I'm gonna show
Like
you.
this?
But when you see the two stairs, go. You know the. I'll show you. I'll let you know when it comes. But yeah, I really thought it was their game and not Call of Duty or maybe even something another IP that this part here. When they show this part here, I thought it was from
Yeah.
the screenshot, and I'm gonna look for it so I could show you. But yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops 7. The one thing I did here, and I want to bring it up right away because I don't know if you noticed that or if you've heard about it, but there's no date at the end. So some people are thinking that this is not coming out this year, which I doubt.
Mm,
Because why
yeah.
would they
That's
show it?
I I
Mm,
doubt that it would, unless they're coming out with something else in between, and this is like the following year. But why would they do that as
yeah,
well?
why not show the one that's coming out this year then?
Yeah,
So pretty
yeah.
weird.
It is weird. I don't. I think if they were going to take a break, quote unquote, a year break or whatever, they would have they would have mentioned that in the trailer if they were going to do that.
I think so too.
Or at least after the trailer, like, say something like, who was introduced, I think it was Phil Spencer that introduced this, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he
would have
said the
said
one more
something
thing.
to the extent of, "Oh, we're not gonna do Call of Duty this year, but we are gonna show you what's coming the following year," or something like that. They would have said
Yeah.
something to that extent, where they would have prepared that. But yeah, this was super surprising to me. I thought it was a completely different game. I did
Hmm.
not think that this is Call of Duty at all. Even to the very end, I didn't until I saw the actual Call of Duty title. That's when I was like, oh, this is Call of Duty. I had no idea the entire time. So it was an interesting surprise. But I think it was kind of weird to close the show with that as well, because it's it's Call of Duty, and honestly, that trailer is kind of deceiving because the game is not going to look like that at all. Because this is also coming out for previous generations too. They've confirmed that it's also going to be for Xbox One and PS4. So at that point, they're not going to be achieving these kind of graphics. Um, so it's a bit deceiving, but
I know
whatever.
when I
Everything else in the
heard
show was great.
when I heard it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One, I'm like, oh my god, come on, like let it go. Like
It's been like
I
11,
know
12
why they're
years.
doing it because they're gonna be selling a lot on those systems, right? Especially Xbox Series X is there's not much out there, right? So they do need that. That's how they make their billions of dollars per game.
Yeah.
So they have to put it out like that. But it's just crazy, man. I'm trying to look
Yeah,
for the
it's getting out of hand.
screenshot. See if I can
But
find it.
it was a weird game to close. I think that based on that game, how they closed it, I the rating that I would give the show went down a little bit. And so
Because
it
of
was
the
still
Call
a
of
great
Duty
show.
show.
Well, just yeah, because they ended it in a weird way, and it's a game that we everybody knew it's coming out. It's every year, right? So it's not worthy of a one more thing. It would have been cool if it was one more thing. Here's the the final trailer for Fable, or that would have been more exciting because, oh, like, okay, you got a date, you got the final game, you have information, or something to that extent, something different, not Call of Duty, because they're gonna do a Call of Duty event in like a month from now or
Yeah,
whatever that is, right? So
yeah.
it's like, okay, well, this is not that big of a deal.
So let me show
So
you.
to end it with one more thing like that, it
So here's
wasn't that great.
what I was thinking of. It's different. I didn't really remember how it looked, but it just
Mm,
reminded me of this because of how it looked.
yeah, the
So
lighting and like
yeah.
it looks like a real room.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
right.
that's what
Yeah,
I thought that game was. This game, which is called it's Project Mara. There's no name yet, but yeah. Um,
but yeah, I mean, it was still overall a good show though.
yeah. And the news, it's a new Call of Duty. We knew it was coming. By the end of it, though, I I did say last time with our predictions that Call of Duty was going to be shown here, and by the time we got
You
to
did.
this trailer, I had totally forgotten about Call of Duty until they showed. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. I did say that we're gonna show Call of Duty, and look at that, it's here.
No.
Uh, all right, so let's move on to the next game now. Now it's gonna be random, right? We're not gonna go
Well, tell me your top games.
chronologically, right? That's so. I don't have any. I don't have them in
Yeah.
order, but it's the ones that I do want to
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about that I wanna, because my
yeah.
one of my top games, which is the one I'm gonna be talking about now, is Mudang Two Hearts. I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember which one this is, right? This is the one that you play as a woman, and it looks like you also play as a guy with machine guns and stuff like that, and there's zombies. I'm trying to look for the trailer so I could play it
Yeah.
here.
Well,
Uh,
is that the one that looks like Ghost Recon? Like military? Was that one?
well,
That one was really good.
I don't know if it
And I
looks
don't
like
remember
Ghost
what the name
Recon,
of
but it's
it.
this one here.
It's like
Uh,
military base, right?
yeah, yeah, it looked interesting to me. Um,
Yeah.
and let me see. Yeah, it's not on Game Pass. This is not gonna be on Game Pass, so I'll have to look out and see, the reviews and stuff like that, and maybe another trailer that will show really how you're gonna be playing. But this, out of nowhere, looked interesting to
Yeah,
me.
that looked really interesting. That's a Korean game.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yes, that's the one. Yeah. Um, so I can't wait to see more about this one, and because it just
I agree. I That was also one of my top games because it just looked really interesting and it had a really great story. It reminded me of a combination of Ghost Recon and Resident Evil, like a combo of those two games. It was good.
yeah. So not much to say about it, right? Because it's just
Yeah,
a little bit of a trailer. I mean, it's maybe 2 minutes, yeah, 2.5 minutes, but we don't really see much. There's more cutscene in there than gameplay. But I did want to bring it up
yeah. I
because
don't think
it
there's
looked
any
interesting.
gameplay in there,
I think so.
or was
When
there?
right, like this part right here is gameplay, I believe.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah, it looks great.
I'm interested in this, and I
I'm
can't wait
definitely going to be getting this game.
yeah, I can't wait to hear more about it. I don't know. Did they say
Yeah,
when it's coming out?
I don't remember.
2026. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next game that I want to also say that really, when I saw the name, let me pause this and look for it because I want to also show it. I didn't. What they showed wasn't really. I don't think it was gameplay or anything like that. But what got me was the name, most of all. So I'm gonna show you that right now. Right here,
What
this
was
one. Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy.
uh yeah, yeah.
Bro, as soon as I
That took
saw
me
the
by surprise
name
too.
A Plague Tale, I'm like, oh, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah. Did you ever play the
Yeah.
first one?
I haven't, no, I started it, played a little bit of
No.
it, but never got back to it.
So you gotta play the first one. I haven't played the second one yet.
Bro, you
So
have
it's in my
to,
queue.
man. How
I
about
know,
you play
I
the
know.
second one? I play the first one.
I mean, we can do that. If you actually gonna do it, yes, we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
do
I'll
that.
do it. I'll do it. It's not, the first one is not that long. The second one, I'm thinking
No, it's
it's
short.
longer than that, than the first one. Uh, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
man.
know. I'm guessing as well.
Yeah. Uh, what we're seeing here in the trailer didn't really call me. It didn't really interest me. But just when I saw the name, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I trust you with the last game that I played from you guys. I really, really,
Yeah.
really liked it. So and this is coming to Game Pass day one, so there's no excuse, right, for me to skip this. So I will be
Yep.
there day one, for sure.
Me too.
Unless the game has some bugs and stuff like that, then I may wait, like a week or something for some patches. But if it runs good on day one, I'm gonna be there.
But their games are, at least the last two, are pretty linear. And usually there's a lot less bugginess
Good, man.
when they're linear games, you know? So this kind of
Yeah.
looks a bit linear as well. So But yeah, no, it looks super cool.
Yes,
That was
sir.
a complete surprise. I had not heard
Oh yeah.
anything about that. No
Yeah, me
rumors, no
neither.
nothing.
Me
So
neither.
I was good.
Yes, sir. All right. Do you have one that you wanna talk about?
Yeah, Clockwork Revolution. I
Okay.
that was really a standout for me. It was a lot of times that people were, and so was I, comparing it to BioShock, right?
Yep.
Because it has that lookish. But the more I saw the game, the less BioShock I saw. I saw more like punk, um,
Steampunk.
steampunk,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of style, and it was dealing with the time that it was dealing in, like the 1800s. So it looked kind of mixed, or 18, there you go, 1895. So uh that all of those, like, all of those things were just really, really made it different. It didn't. I was afraid that it was going to be a Bioshock clone kind of thing, right? Like they were trying to do everything that Bioshock does, but even the character, the way you create your character, everything was just very stylish and very different, in this, at least in the trailer from what we saw. And even though it was a bit of a long trailer, um, it was still really cool because it set up the play style. It gave us some gameplay. It set up the story, the world, and it was just really, really cool. So I that was to me, that was probably the number one game that I saw in the
Okay.
whole thing.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
very
Uh,
cool,
yeah.
very stylish.
To me, yes. From the first time they showed this game, we were thinking, "Oh, this is like a Bioshock game." But it was just a little trailer, right? So we didn't really see how it was going to be played, what's going on with the time manipulation, and the time theme that this game has. And this part right here, this cracked me up when the guy was talking about who it is that robbed him or something, right?
Yeah,
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 and it's when
they
you're doing
stole
your
from the safe.
character. Yeah. So when you're
Yeah,
doing your
that's
character is
cool.
when he's describing who that's very well done right there. But yeah, this game at the
Yeah.
beginning, I was like, okay, well, it looks kind of like what's this, Dishonored. It gives me that
Oh,
vibe,
so
the
that, yeah, I
vibe.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it gives me that vibe. So I'm not really sure. But then as the trailer kept going and they showed some gameplay and what you're gonna be doing with the time manipulation and things like that, then I was
yeah,
more into it. The more the trailer went in more.
yeah. It
So
became
yeah,
its own thing.
yeah, and again, and we keep saying that. I don't know. We keep saying this, but it's coming to Game Pass. I
I know.
try so many games except for RTS. Sorry, I don't know. I think I'm done with that.
Yeah,
But this game being on Game Pass and me being a little interested in this, I do want to try it because maybe an hour in, I'm really hooked. And I mean, I don't know if I'll beat it or anything, but I do want to play it. It
yeah.
looks
This was
good.
really good, right up my alley.
Yep. All right. So,
And
oh yes, go ahead.
then I guess I had the other one, which I wasn't really too interested in until I saw the 30-minute thing or whatever it is, the Outer Worlds
Okay.
2. The That really piqued my interest once I saw that. Because I never played the first Outer Worlds, and I've heard mixed things about it. Some people love it, some people were like, "Eh," which is true for any game, but this had a mixed bag, right? But when I saw that all the things you could do, the weapons modifications, the characters, like the especially the funny things that happen in the game. You walk around and if you pick a skill, it comes with a negative. Every skill has like a negative thing, and so the more you work on that, we saw that thing where if
Yep.
you're crouching and then you
It's
get up,
funny,
your knees
man.
pop and everybody hears you. Or how you have that weapon that it's like a sign that this like an ad and it distracts the
Yeah,
enemy
yeah.
because they're like looking at the ad. That those things are pretty funny, and there seems to be a lot of depth to. to the mechanics here, to
Yeah.
the upgrading system, to just the RPG elements, and I didn't know that it was. I don't know how the first one plays. I never played the first one, so I don't know how deep those mechanics went. But here, it looks really detailed and a lot of options, which that to me is the best part of RPGs, right? Is
Yeah.
how
The
you play your own
mechanics,
way
the
with your own
skills.
skills,
Yeah, even the
and
dialogue
your own
too.
things.
If depending on what you choose to
Yeah,
say or who you choose to help and things like that,
yeah,
it's got the game plays differently because of your choices. So
right.
yeah,
So it looks great.
yeah.
Very interested now.
This game I wasn't really interested in before this until I saw that too, the presentation that they had at the end there. There was a lot of things that they were talking about that I'm like, oh man, that's kind of cool. Oh man, that's funny, and laughed out loud for the things that they were showing
Yeah,
and talking
yeah.
about, and even the presentation itself with Sonic, or I forgot his name, but the guy that was talking through it, he was kind
Oh,
of funny
yeah, that
too.
was also funny. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do want to play it now. I don't know if I haven't, I didn't finish Avowed. There's another RPG that I started that I didn't finish either. And this being an RPG, I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. Hopefully, this is like 30 Expedition 33, where it's like 35 hours for the main quest. Hopefully,
Mm,
right? Because if it's
yeah,
like that, I do see myself at least finishing the main story. Because I don't want to go to the sides and do the things that I don't really need to do to see the story through. So we'll see how
right,
that one
right.
goes. One weird thing that it was weird because they started the show with this trailer. And I'm like, wait a second, why
Yeah,
isn't this Outer World 2? Why are they showing this right now if they're gonna show it at the end? That was kind of weird for me.
yeah, I agree.
Mm.
I honestly, if they would have started with um High on Life 2, that would have been a great start too. It would have been
Yeah,
awesome. So I don't
anything
know.
else, I
I
think.
feel like it was, yeah, it was unnecessary to have
Yeah.
this when you knew that you
Ex-
were gonna have it at the end.
yeah. So it wasn't like a big surprise like Grounded 2, where we did not know that was going to be added to it after
Yeah,
the Outer Worlds 2 presentation. We didn't know that at all. So, our
right.
Grounded 2, that one was okay to show a trailer within the presentation first, the showcase, because we didn't know that was going to
We had no
be.
idea.
Yeah, it was a surprise.
Hmm.
So that one was fine. But this one having a trailer and then the presentation later on, I don't know. I think they should have kept this out of the showcase. But either way,
Yeah,
it
I
did.
agree.
This trailer didn't get me. What got me was the presentation. So,
Right.
um,
Same.
yeah. All right. So let me go to the next game because I do believe you are interested in this too. And the next game is the one from Double Fine, and that's.
Yeah, keeper.
I
Yeah,
knew it. I knew it. I know you, bro. I
yeah.
know you.
That looks so weird.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like
This
that.
one is called Keeper. It's coming from Double Fine, and is it coming out October 17th? So it is this year. So
Nice.
weird. These people are weird. What are they smoking over there,
I
man?
know.
It does
But
look
yeah, no,
good though. Like
I
the art of the game looks amazing.
yeah,
Weird that you're controlling a lighthouse. So
yeah.
I guess they'll explain that within the game, and I don't know what's gonna happen in the end. If you're maybe an alien who got into the lighthouse and you're trying to get somewhere, but it looks really good. It looks like it's gonna be a short game. So I can't wait to play this one. I
Yeah,
just
I
want to
mean,
see
like,
what's that about.
yeah, Psychonauts was not very long either, but it was very good. I actually beat Psychonauts 2, like, I got all the achievements,
Hmm.
1000%. I really like that game, and it's very stylish, again, and it's also, uh, story-wise, for a platformer, it was very good. because platforms are usually for kids, right? And they're usually
Yeah.
themes of childish themes for a lot of times. But Psychonauts had actually very adult themes. Every stage was like a psychological thing that was happening. And then you're like collecting these like I forget what they're called, like neurons essentially, that connect the brain together, right? And so it was very well thought out, and it dealt with very heavy topics in a graceful way. And so I really really like that game, and this looks fantastic.
It
The
looks
art
amazing.
style looks
Yeah.
so good. So I'm really looking forward to this as well.
Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna be day one for me, unless no, I don't. There's no other game coming out around this date. I mean, Call of Duty might be pretty close to it, but I think Call of Duty could be after because this is October 17th, and Call of Duty usually comes out at the end of October or early
Mm,
November. So hopefully, this is again not a long game, so I could finish it before Call of Duty comes out.
right.
But yeah, pretty good, pretty good. All right, the next game or games I should say is Final Fantasy, right? We
Mm,
have been thinking or asking ourselves, okay, when is Final Fantasy 7 or 16 coming to Xbox? And now we know. Well, we know. Did they? I gotta look
16.
because I forgot if. Yeah, so 16 was the Shadow Drop, which I predicted
Right.
there was gonna be a Shadow Drop. Did you? I don't remember if you said there was gonna be one. You didn't think so,
Uh,
or you don't remember?
I thought there was gonna be a shadow drop. I just didn't know what it would be.
Yeah, so this was the
But I thought
Shadow
it was
Drop.
gonna be a Game Pass. That's what I thought. It was gonna be a Game Pass shadow drop. But this was
Uh,
not. This is just like a
hmm.
a release shadow drop.
I don't think I specified that it was gonna be a Game Pass game. I think I left it open to being a game, being shadow dropped. Oh, later today. I don't think I said it was gonna be on
Oh,
Game Pass specifically. So I guess I won
yeah,
that one. You lost because
yeah, yeah, yeah. I said
um,
specifically that was gonna be a Game Pass thing, but yeah, yeah,
so Final Fantasy. Let's start with Final Fantasy VII Integrate, which is the main one that people want to play. I think
yeah.
it's more so. I would say so, right? Would you say so? It's more so than Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally,
Yeah.
yes. And I
Okay.
say in general, right? That's a more impactful game than 16.
Yeah, and between the two, I think the people or the gamers want to play Final Fantasy 7 more than 16 because 16 is
Yeah,
being something new, and 7 I didn't really play this original one, but a lot of people did, and being on
yeah.
Xbox,
I
you're
played the original one.
yeah, I didn't really
I played the
play it.
original on PS1. I didn't play the remakes or anything like that
No,
afterwards. So yeah.
but yeah,
So this would
so
be for me.
yeah, so if you were an Xbox fan who only has an Xbox, and you were a Final Fantasy fan as well, you were left out of getting this one. So now it's coming to, I was gonna say Game Pass. It's coming to
I
Xbox. Let's see, did they put a date? I don't remember if they did. It doesn't
don't think they
say,
did.
does it? Well, this winter, so no date yet. But it is coming to Game
Right.
Pass at the end of this year. So, and this is, by the way, there's three parts. One, which is this one. Two, which is Rebirth, and then the third one they're working on. It hasn't come out yet. So this one is
Mm,
coming in winter. The next one, Rebirth, the second one, we don't know yet when it's gonna be. I'm thinking maybe
right.
next year, right? Uh,
Yeah.
Probably at the end of the year. But the third one has this big question now. Is it gonna be day one, or are we gonna be waiting who knows how long for it
Mm,
to come
yeah.
on Xbox also? What do you think?
I think that I really I don't know what the deal were. Obviously, we don't know
Right.
what the deals with PlayStation were or anything like that, right? But I would assume that Square Enix does not want to do that. They do not want to split things anymore, right?
Hmm.
Because it hasn't been going well for them. to do it this way for quite some time now. And this is a big enough end of the trilogy to really capitalize on
Yeah.
everyone being on board and everyone playing it at the same time and just kind of get that huge bulk, because it doesn't matter what you think is going to happen. You're never going to sell as many when the game has been around for years, right? Because so many people are just going to not forget about it, that were maybe at one point interested, or life happens and they just don't have the funds anymore, or they don't
Yeah.
have the interest anymore. And so many things can happen, right? But if everybody's hyped up together, you just capitalize so much more for that game. The audience is huge at that point. If you have it on PC, PlayStation, and even Switch too, if you just have it everywhere, it just becomes a phenomenon at that point. And so you're really killing your own game if you don't launch it in that manner where everybody can be. No one talks about platforms, right? They talk about the game.
Right. You're
When
right.
16 and all these other games were coming out, they were talking about platforms, and so it kind of put the game to the side. But if you release it everywhere, nobody cares a platform anymore. Everybody can safely talk about the game and how much they love it, and whether they like the end of the trilogy, whether they didn't like, and then it creates this hype of like, oh, did you guys see this? Well, if you go here and you do this, you can find this thing, and then everybody kind of joins in the on the hunt for these little Easter eggs and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I feel that Square Enix wants to do that because they've already said multiple times we do not want to do
Yeah.
uh, these exclusivity stuff. It has not been working out for them at all, and so they want to now. Whether they're still tied to some sort of deal, I don't know. Right? That's really. I think everybody in the market, everyone at Square Enix, everyone everywhere, they just want this thing to be everywhere. But it just comes down to the deals that they might have already signed, unfortunately.
That's what I'm thinking. The third game is not gonna come out day one on Xbox because I'm pretty sure they already signed a contract that I'm pretty sure Sony has already written there that the game will not come out anywhere else for at least a year, which is why we don't see the
Yeah,
game on PC on at least for 1 year after that. So could it be possible that when they put it on PC, they're also able to put it on Xbox at the same time?
maybe.
Could be possible. Could be possible. Could it be that Sony put in there, yeah, you could put it on other platforms except for the Xbox for these many years, different from PC and Switch 2? Could also be
Yeah,
possible. But Sony is like that. We've seen
yeah,
them contract so many things out of the Xbox just because they put some
yeah.
money into it, which
I
hopefully,
wonder.
yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, no, no. I was gonna say,
No, no, no.
hopefully,
Go
I
ahead. Finish.
remember
Go ahead.
later to talk about one game that now has a release date on the Xbox that we were thinking, hey, this. I'm pretty sure Sony said something to that, to the developer. But go ahead.
Wu Tang. Wu
Yeah,
Can.
yeah. Okay, we'll talk
Wu
about it
Tang.
now. Then, yeah, Black
Let's say
Myth
Wu Tang.
Wukong. It
But
now
yeah,
has
Wu
a
Tang.
release date for the Xbox. Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah. I know, to the date exactly, to the year.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
how do you not think? Oh yeah, it was exclusive to the PlayStation because probably
Yeah.
Sony paid money for it. How do you not think
I
that?
don't know if you remember, bro, but I told you that. I said if they come out a few
Yo.
months later, then it wasn't an exclusivity. But if it's exactly 6 months or a year later, you know that that was a deal. I
Hmm.
remember talking about it with you a few months ago, or whenever that game, maybe a year ago, whenever it came out or whatever. We were talking about it. It's like, bro, if it's really the Series S, they'll get it done in a couple of months, just like they did with Baldur's Gate 3, right? Because that
Yeah.
was just like that was an issue, and then they got it together, and then a few months later they got it out,
Yeah.
right? Um, if that was the case, they would have done the same thing. But the fact that it was exactly a year, that's super sus. That's very sus.
And it's sad though
Yeah,
because I don't think it's gonna sell much. It being a year late and all these other games
right.
coming out, I don't think it's gonna sell that
Yeah.
much. And hopefully, that doesn't tell them, you know what, the next game we're doing, we're not gonna put it on Xbox because we didn't really get that much. But it's not because people don't want the game. It's just that it's a year late, and there's so many
Yeah,
things
people
that
move
came
on.
out. If you have Game Pass, there's so many things that came out on Game Pass too, and
Yeah,
now all these games that we're seeing here, some of them are getting Game Pass day ones too. So I mean, if you make a new game, which I'm pretty sure you will, make sure you put it everywhere. Don't
yeah,
do a contract with PlayStation or even Nintendo, for that matter, because you never know. Nintendo might want to get in on that too. Hey, you know what? We want your next game to be Nintendo Switch 2
yeah,
only. Who knows? But yeah, that's not what you should do. Look at Square now. Square doesn't want to do that anymore because they learned their lesson.
right.
They know now firsthand that doing this PlayStation 5 exclusive and then a year later on PC and then 1 or 2 more years later on Xbox is not
Yeah,
gonna do as much for them as they would day one everywhere.
and my understanding is that it also didn't sell very well on PC because it was so late. People are not gonna wait around for you. They
Yeah.
have a backlog to fill, and then you come out way later after the hype is done. It's like, why would I care now?
Yeah.
You miss your boat, and then you lose so many more people in that process than you gain. And it didn't, they had to sell like 20 million on PlayStation in order to for it to be and for them to be incentivized to keep going
Hmm.
on exclusive deals, but it's not good for the IP in general.
Right.
So yeah, it's and I don't think it's gonna sell that well, to be honest, on Xbox either, because like you said, there's so many games coming out, and well, maybe 16 gets a little bit of traction because it's not anything huge right now, but Eh, I mean, Tony Hawk 3 and 4 remakes coming out, Ninja Gaiden's coming out. There's a lot of huge things coming out, and towards the end of the year, you have Call of Duty, which again, if they're gonna sell Final Fantasy 7 around the time the Call of Duty comes out,
Hmm.
that's that's bad because given well, everybody's just gonna flock over there. Why would
Yeah.
I waste time on a game that came out like 3, 4 years ago, right? Or whenever it is. I don't
That
remember.
has
Final
probably
Fantasy
been
Seven remake. When again?
spoiled, right? Because right nowadays you can't.
Yeah,
You, I mean, you could try and evade some of the spoilers for some of the games, but the internet is so everywhere. You
yeah,
Even if you're not looking
yeah,
for it, you'll probably end up seeing something that you don't want to see. Because some people don't
yeah,
care. They'll put up the ending in their Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and you might happen to see it. So yeah,
right.
but yeah, Final Fantasy 16 was the shadow drop. So they said, yeah, available later today. You can get it, play
Mhm.
right away. Blah blah blah. And let's move on to the next game.
You know,
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
real quick before we move on, the only way that I get Final Fantasy Seven when it releases on Xbox is if they do the same thing that they did with Death Stranding, which is like 50% off out of the gate. Then that would be because I bought Death Stranding because it was it's play anywhere and it's 50% off launching here. I'll get it, not a problem. That would be really good because otherwise I'll just get it on Steam because it's like it's cheap there. I can find this game for like $30 already if you go to like GG deals or CD keys or whatever. These games are or on PC at least has been out for a minute, so they're already at lower cost.
I'm looking for the
So
price
to
here
me,
for Final Fantasy 16 on Xbox. Let me see. Final Fantasy 16 on Xbox. Where's the price? Yeah. Well, it's $50 for the base
right.
game, and then seventy
Wait,
dollars
the
for the
16.
complete. Yeah, 16.
Okay.
Yeah, 50 for the base game, and then 70 for the complete edition. Which I mean, it does include the add-ons, but yeah, 50 or
Yeah.
70.
But look, right now on PC, it's Final Fantasy 16 is $34. Final
Wow.
Fantasy 7 Remake Integrate is $32.
And that's what kills it too. That's what kills it too.
Yeah,
You're putting out a game full price on the Xbox when it's a lot cheaper somewhere else. Why?
yeah,
It's like you
yeah.
said. How much was Death Stranding when it came to Xbox? Was it 20
It was $30.
or
No,
30?
yeah, it was between 20 and 30. I don't remember if it was
Okay.
25 or 30. It was like somewhere in there, but it was a pretty good discount. It was like 50% off.
All right.
Now, to be fair, it was 50% off everywhere. So it's not like they only did it for Xbox gamers, but still, it's an old game, right? If you're having releasing on a new platform, don't put it at full price. Like that's ludicrous.
All right. So the next game, I think there's only two more that I want to talk about. But one of them is Indiana Jones. It's getting a DLC. Now this was this our game of the year last year?
It was one
It
of
was
the
it was in
top three.
yeah, yeah, okay.
It was the third
Yeah, yeah, cuz
for both of us. It was like the third one
yeah, yeah,
of
cuz
the top three.
I think it was number 2 cuz the third one was Black Myth, I believe. But it was in the top 5, let's say. Um
Okay, yeah, maybe it was
so
top five.
yeah, so we did enjoy this video game a lot. But
Yeah,
I don't know if I would play the DLC. Maybe one day I will. Uh
yeah,
but I think I'm good right now. Especially with all the games that one that I'm already playing. I want to see if I can get through it, and then the other one's coming out this weekend. I'm gonna be busy with uh, Gears of War Reloaded, the beta, and then Father's Day Sunday, and then next weekend the beta again. So,
yeah,
what about you? You getting this?
yeah. I think I am, because I did like the first one a decent amount. I like the exploration. I like the puzzles that they had in there, and there were still a few things left for me to do that I didn't quite 100% completed it. Because you can go back into some dungeons and do some other puzzles and stuff like that, right? So I didn't quite 100% complete it. So this gives me a reason to go back, complete the DLC, and then complete the rest of the stuff. I think it was a pretty solid game, and
Oh yeah,
it was probably the best, if not one of the best, if not the best movie adaptation to
yeah,
video game.
yep. This
So
one's up there with
the
Escape from Butcher Bay, Riddick, which
oh yeah, that was really good too. Yeah,
yeah, um, the,
and GoldenEye 007
yeah. Mhm.
for the Nintendo 64. Obviously, it was more than just the story. Like it was there
It's
was
the
the
gameplay too.
first gameplay. The first time a first person shooter was made like that on a console, to that extent, right? And so it was more than just storyline in the game, that movie adaptation. But yeah, no, this is one of the best for sure movie adaptation games that, and we'll probably think about this years from now. It'll be, yeah, remember Indiana
Yeah,
Jones? It was
yeah,
because everything about it just works. Indiana Jones, the voice actor, uh, just the visuals, the type of exploring, the puzzles, everything. It just fits really, really good,
yeah. They
um,
did very good on this
to
one.
to the stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, one thing we did predict is that they were gonna show, at the end of the games that it was coming to PS5, which is right here. We're showing
Oh,
it right
that's
now.
right.
um,
No, we said Starfield was gonna be on PS5 because
oh
this is already on
no, no,
PS5.
no! I'm talking about the logo for PS5. PS5 was
Oh
either
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
said or shown, and yeah, it was shown a lot. Switch 2 was
yeah,
shown twice, and Steam was shown a lot because all these games are coming
yeah.
to PC, so yeah, they're gonna
See,
be on Steam.
hmm
We didn't think of that one. We didn't think of Steam being
well, I
shown.
I think it was a given. Well, no, you're right because in the past
Uh,
they never put Steam or any
no,
other logos. They just put
or
Xbox or
Xbox
Game Pass
PC.
or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, Now they're going everywhere. And
Yeah.
then
So
and I'm gonna give you a chance because the last game I'm gonna show it for you. It's not really for me. So I'm
okay,
gonna give you a chance to say which game. And I gave you a big hint
Persona.
right there. It's for you, not for me.
Right, Persona
No,
Revival.
no.
What? Because you're definitely not playing that. Oh, the Age of Mythology.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So this is a DLC. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I s- I fell asleep there. Anyway,
It's
yes. Yeah, please go ahead. You do it.
no. This is yeah. This was actually the only RTS they showed here this time around. Because
I think
last year
so.
they showed a couple
I think Path of the Goddess
last
was
year.
one of them, right? I
Um,
forgot the
yeah,
first name of it.
they had a was it Ara or Ava or something like that. They also had that um, as well. But yeah, this is I mean, if you're into like RTS games and Age of Empires, Age of Mythology is just kind of up your alley at this point, and it is a very good game too. There's a lot of stuff happening, and the multiplayer is awesome in here too. But this is, and this is another reason why I really, really appreciate the Xbox showcases because there's something for everybody.
Hmm.
There's so much variety in games. Uh, just even they went out of their way to be like, hey, this is oh, and by the way, this is also like on PlayStation too as
Yeah,
well.
I was gonna
So
say also
um,
PS5.
yeah, so it's that's what I like, and I think in the last couple of years, but even more so going forward, this is going to be an event that everyone can watch because it's literally coming out everywhere. So you don't have to think, "Oh my god, am I going to miss out on this?" No, you're going to get all the stuff as well, regardless where you play. You can pay for it full price, $80, which is crazy, or you can get it on Game Pass. And so but yeah, I mean, look at the variety here. You have an RTS game, you have JRPGs, you have third person adventure games, you have first person shooters, you have like Grounded, which is like adventure type of game. You have shooters, Elder Scrolls Online, so MMOs. Planet of Lana, which we didn't mention, but also a side scroller kind of game. And it's just there's just something for everybody. I guess the only thing that it wasn't here was racing, but
Yeah, that's true.
that's gonna be
That is true.
yeah, because they even had a fighting game, right?
Yeah.
Which I forget.
Yeah, the
I
Invincible.
forget the name of the yeah.
You gotta watch that
So
show, man.
this
Season one only, at least, because
yeah.
wow, it's really good, really good.
Super Meat Boy. So it's you have platformers. Yeah, you just there's something for literally everybody.
Hmm.
Which is why which is why I feel that Xbox has been making the best showcase the last like 4 or 5 years because it's just variety.
Yeah, and speaking of what wasn't show on the show, because there were a couple of things we were thinking. I mean, I didn't think Perfect Dark or Fable was gonna be there. We weren't really sure about Halo either when we did the last episode for the predictions. We didn't think that was gonna be there.
Right.
But I do want
No, I didn't
to.
think any of those.
Yeah, the reason why I bring that up is because at the end of the show, Phil did, he was there and he did say this. So Phil Spencer closed the show by speaking about the upcoming 25th anniversary of Xbox, with the exciting proclamation that in 2026, Xbox players will celebrate a quarter century of Xbox with a new Fable, the next Forza, Gears of War E-Day, and the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning. Now he didn't say the name there, but we're all thinking it's Halo, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, of
Yeah.
course.
Now, in what way? If is it a new game or is it the long rumored Halo Master Chief? No, no, I'm sorry. Halo Combat Evolved remake, or what
Yeah.
it's gonna be? You don't think it's gonna be the remake?
Um. Like most likely. I just I wish they would focus on the games that have not been remade, like Halo 3. We have not seen
Yeah, we
anything,
mentioned that last week.
or ODST, maybe even, right?
Yeah,
Halo Reach, which also I thought that was a pretty awesome game too. But yeah, I mean, there's so many games that you can remake in that spam that has not been touched yet at all, or remake the whole thing. You know, 1 through 4 or
that's a
5, whatever
long.
it is. Like,
That's gonna take a long time
yeah,
to
that's
do
a
all of
lot.
them.
Yeah, but uh, it's weird that we also didn't see anything for Reach, right? Not Reach, Infinite. Like, no
Yeah,
information on
no.
Infinite, nothing. So
I
it's
think they
kind of
kind of
weird.
gave up on that game
Um,
already. I think they just moved on to do or develop the
no,
next game. I think so.
no, they just released an update not too long ago with like new weapons, new maps, and no, it has not. It's not
Mm,
like a. It's actually
yeah.
consistently being updated. It's just nothing like huge. You know, they do like little things here and there that they add, like new weapons, and they added one new weapon in, like the last two updates, three updates, something like that.
You're sounding like a robot.
So,
I'm losing you.
oh, can you hear me?
You're sounding
No.
like a robot. So while it fixes itself, let me talk because I don't. I'm pretty sure I could be heard fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're still
Yeah.
lagging. I do think. I don't think it's gonna be a new game. I think it could be the Halo remaster, or I don't know if they're gonna call it a remake or whatever. But I do believe it's gonna be Halo One remade, probably in Unreal Engine 5, because it just like they did with Gears of War, now Reloaded, where they remade the first one, which they did not need to. I think it looked fine with Ultimate. I think that's what they want to do with Halo. They want to remake it so that they could put it on PS5, and those get introduced, the PS5 players get introduced to this
Yeah.
Halo universe with the beginning. That's what I think they're gonna do next year. And go ahead and talk a
Yeah.
little. Yeah, you're
Can you
still
still hear me
you're still
here?
lagging a little bit there. Lagging on the video and lagging on the robotic on the audio. You can stop the
It's
video. I'm
weird
gonna
because
stop the video. See if
okay,
that helps. I'm gonna put myself here.
can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
No, you're still sounding like a robot.
It's mine, it looks fine. I don't know why when these
Yeah, you're still sounding bad. Um, do you want to leave and try to come back?
can I come back or
Yeah, I can't hear you at all now. Um, okay. Well, while we wait for Maestro to come back, that's what I believe. I do really believe that because they just did it with Gears, and so they're gonna want to do it with Halo. Forza Horizon 5 is already out there, which doesn't really need to be remade. The first one. I do believe the new one will be, 6, and that's fine because it's just a racing game. Not much they could do there with story. And then what's the other one? Gears. Fable is being rebooted, so that's fine. And then we have, which is the other game? Perfect Dark is also being rebooted, so that makes sense. And then, can you hear me, Maestro? Are you back? You back, Maestro? No, not yet. No, not yet. Um, yeah, so it's makes sense for me to see that they're gonna do Halo remaster because that's what they've been doing. And then after that, though, they don't need to do 2 or 3. They could just do the next Halo and then put Master Chief Collection on PS5, and that's the way that they'll give 2, 3 Reach ODST to the PlayStation 5 players, so they can continue the story and get ready for whatever the next Halo will be. So yeah, so Maestro is not coming back. But yeah, it was a great show. I did enjoy pretty much the whole thing. I still the one from last year was, I wouldn't say a lot better, but it was better than this one. So nah, we'll see on the next one next year, and I'm pretty sure they will do a developer direct at the beginning of next year. So we'll see that too. But yeah, there's so many games. If you're looking at the video, you can see so many games that were shown here on this showcase, and those are not all of them. There's more than that. And Chronos, oh Chronos, the new Dawn, oh, that's looking like Dead Space, and I cannot wait to play that one. Looks really good.
Can you hear me?
Oh, you're back. Okay, yeah, I hear you.
Are we all good?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
hear
able
you
to
fine now.
hear? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Sorry about that.
no, you're fine.
Technical difficulties.
So you don't think it's gonna be Halo Combat Evolved remade?
I mean, I think it is, but I wish it wasn't,
Hmm.
because now we're getting into the Last of Us territory where you're like you have a remake and then you have another remaster and then a remake of the remake and then a remaster of the remake. It's like, all right, like you already did it. Unless you're doing a massive overhaul, which maybe that's what they're
I
planning to do,
mean,
like a huge, like redone of the game, then it would be like, okay, it would be interesting, right? Because but it would be a huge undertaking, and I don't know if they've been working on in this for years. Because at that point, it's not a remaster. You literally have to build a game from scratch, right? Because it's a different engine, different visuals, just different lighting, different everything. So at that point, I wouldn't even call it a remake. That's like a design from
a
scratch kind
reboot?
of game. Yeah, I guess a reboot would be, yeah, more,
Yeah, if they
because
do
that
everything
it's a
from
massive
scratch,
undertaking.
if it's from scratch and they don't just do like they did with with Oblivion, where they had the game running in, underneath the graphics, and it's just remaking everything, then yes, it's a reboot. And you weren't here when I said that I think that they're doing that, or they would do that because they want to introduce the PlayStation 5 players to it, and then after that, you want to put the Halo Master Chief Collection on PS5 so they can continue the story through that way. And then they're ready for the next Halo, which I'm sure will be day one on PS5 as well, or PS6, who knows?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean that can work too. I can see it that way happening. And then maybe they launch this thing where with the like Halo reimagine or reboot or whatever with the new Xbox handheld, their actual handheld. That would be kind of
Mm,
interesting too. Kind of
okay,
like a combo.
okay. Because
So
they want to do what they did for the original Xbox for the handheld, having the
yeah,
killer
maybe.
app.
Yeah, that could. I mean, that's a great. If they can get it done in time, that would be a great marketing thing, right? You have a brand new where it all started with in a new form, new visuals. you know, so it'll be interesting. I'm sure that they have those things, but there's also, like you said, there's also other stuff. It's not just Halo. You have Forza, you have Fable, right? And so, well, we know Fable's coming next year for sure.
Yeah,
And so
I mentioned that
now I'm
when you
guessing,
weren't. I'm sorry. I
yeah,
mentioned that when you weren't here because Perfect Dark and Fable, they're being rebooted, so it makes sense for them to be on PlayStation 2. Uh,
yeah,
it's not like, oh, you know what, this is we have a couple of Fables. Well, I'm sorry, we did have a couple of Fables, but it's been so long
uh,
that it doesn't really make sense
three,
for them to
yeah,
say, let's remake the first Fable to put it on PS5, or let's
right.
remake the first Perfect Dark and put it in PS5. That's kind of like what they're doing here with Fable and Perfect Dark with the new games.
Yeah, no, that's true. But from what I'm gathering, they probably will also have a new Forza next year,
Yep.
right? Remember, I told you, I said, oh, they're probably gonna have a Forza in this event, but they didn't
Yeah.
have anything here. But
Yeah, I won this one too because I did say no, it's
yeah,
not gonna happen.
yeah. But I think that it's going to be a year where they're gonna introduce these a remake of Halo One in in Unreal 5. And then hopefully by then everything will be tweaked even better. Imagine that, bro. Like next year, if this is true, is crazy. You got
Yeah,
Gears,
the
Halo,
big guns next year.
Forza,
The
Fable,
big
and
IPs, bro.
yeah, and then who knows what else? Like maybe they will. Oh yeah, the Perfect Dark, maybe even Blade. Like who knows what else they have up their
Bro.
sleeve? Next year is gonna be wild if they are able to get all these games lined up, and then whatever the other 30 studios are doing. Like it's crazy. I
I
mean,
think with what
it's
they
good.
said already, that's fine for next year. Little games here and there, but for the big games, Perfect Dark, Fable, Forza, and Gears and Halo, that's enough
Yeah,
for next year.
that's a lot.
Like
Yeah,
Gears and Halo alone, bro, for the whole
yeah,
year.
that's. And
Crazy.
then at the end of the year, you have Call of Duty. And then
True.
when is Battlefield coming out? I don't even know if is that supposed to be this year or next year?
I don't know. I've heard some places that it's gonna be this year, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it's just that is crazy. I mean, they basically will line themselves up to be every
Bro.
2 months have a massive game come out for next year.
Yeah.
If obviously if everything lines up the way they're doing it, and
Well,
then yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
yes, it will be. All right, so let's. I think this is fine right now. There's some other things that I wanted to touch on, but we don't really need to. The other games, if you want to find out what other games were there, then you could look up the list like I did.
Yeah,
If you
that's a
Google
lot.
every game announced on the showcase, you'll see every game announced. As for the games that were not shown there, we did talk about the big ones. There are some other small ones. I'm gonna bring this one up now that I'm thinking about it because I did say we could see it here and we did not see it, which is Everwild. I don't know what's
Oh
going
yeah,
on with
that's
that
right.
game. I think that game is done because
Yo,
he didn't
yeah,
even mention it for 2026.
nothing.
So
Yeah, they went straight into. We said, oh, they're probably gonna not do Sea of Thieves, and then that's exactly what they did. Yeah. So,
yeah,
yeah. So I don't know what they're doing.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see next year what happens. I'm already looking forward to the developer direct at the beginning of the year because I'm pretty sure they're gonna show one of these big games in there.
Yeah,
The
I'm
Halo,
pretty
Gears,
sure.
or one of them.
I'm pretty sure that they're gonna do the developers direct for the Perfect Dark and Fable. Those two are, I think, going to be in the developer direct.
Well,
Like
the
in when is
developer
it? Like
directs.
February,
Yeah, so that's usually for the games that are coming out within the first 6 months or
right?
so. You think
Yeah, I
Fable
think.
and
Well,
Perfect Dark are
Fable.
coming out within the first 6 months?
Well, Fable was supposed to come out in 2025, so they pushed it back to 2026.
I mean, Halo has to
So
be at the end of the year, right? Halo is the biggest one out of the
yeah,
whole bunch, right? Gears could be before Halo, August maybe, something like that. Like this one is coming out in August.
yeah,
I do, yeah. You mentioning it, I do see Fable coming out within the first 6 months, maybe May,
yeah, yeah.
and then I don't
Or
know what Perfect Dark could be.
it could be shortly after the event if they do a developers thing, but a
Yeah,
deep dive into Fable, Perfect Dark. They're gonna have one other like third party game, right? Because I think that's what they've been doing, right? They have like three Xbox games and then one third party game.
sure, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so
Well,
maybe we'll see.
oh boy, next year is gonna be huge, man, with all these games. If they all
I
come
know,
out, if they're not, none of them is delayed. It's gonna be crazy,
right?
crazy year.
Hell
Um,
yeah!
all right.
All right,
So anything else you want to talk about? Mention?
that's it. Yeah, we've gone long enough.
I mean, it was a lot to talk about. A lot of games,
Yeah,
and we didn't
we
go through all
actually,
of them,
yeah,
which is a good thing, I think, because we would have been here 3 hours.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so then that's well, sorry, subscribe, follow, give it a like, And comment, let us know what you think about what we talked about. Are you excited about the next year, which will have Halo, Gears, and Forza all in one year, which we haven't seen ever,
In
right?
a while. Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think Halo and
yeah,
Gears came out
May.
the same year, so that's gonna be a first for next
uh,
year.
Yeah, yeah. It seems I
So
don't
yeah,
remember, but I trust what you're
yeah.
saying.
I
Yeah.
don't remember either. I'm going by memory. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's it then for this week's episode, friends. Till next time, be good gamers.
Peace.